Well, I was lying here with Hobbies Man. Once again, and today we'll be doing another first impressions review for a new Shonen Jump title. Today we're going to be looking at Kill Blue, which just came out this morning by Tadatoshi Fujimaki, translated by Cassie Lowe, and with lettering by Steve Dutro. And this is kind of interesting. I'm not necessarily sure that it's going to be successful. It doesn't feel like something that honestly will work all that well, but it does have an interesting premise. So the story opens with this kind of John Wick scene. This old guy has a cigarette in his mouth. He has a bulletproof newspaper, and he's taking down this organization of bad guys or something, right? He's a sort of hitman, and he has a buddy with him who's a young guy. He's kind of like it's like Sakamoto days. It's kind of that sort of relationship. It's an older kind of established hitman and a young one, and they're kind of friends in some way. And while they're there, they break this wasp-esque thing that was there, and it comes back later because at some point in the day after that happened, the main character gets stung by this wasp that comes from this wasp nest they broke. And what happens is that it was a modified wasp. It had a kind of genetic splicing thing in it, and when it bit him, or when it stung him actually, he reverted in age, and now he is a teenage boy. He's like 13 years old now. And this is where the real story starts. He basically has to infiltrate this school as this child in order to scope it out for his boss, who wants to send his daughter to that school the following year. And so he goes, and of course he's a 40-year-old man trapped in a 10-year-old or like a 13-year-old's body, and he doesn't fit in beyond the fact that he's not really a kid, but also because he's this kind of like messed up man. But he kind of makes it work. And honestly, the most interesting thing is that he realizes that he likes learning. He was someone that never really got to learn in a standard setting. He stopped going to school at the end of elementary school, and then he got taken in by this syndicate, and he got turned into a hitman. And this is the first time that he's experiencing learning in a safe environment, and it really makes him happy. And he's super interested in this this development, this situation that he finds himself in, which I think is a pretty interesting thing. This does feel a little bit like they're trying to send a good message to the kids that read this, which is that learning is fun. But also, I don't think most people will understand that because it just is played off kind of weird. But I do like the idea of this old man getting to experience the joy or the interest in learning after a very difficult life, right? Like, in general, I think that's a pretty interesting concept. And I've seen it before. There's like my dad personally is someone that really enjoys learning. Like, one of his hobbies, or one of the things he does when he's not working, besides hanging out with us and, doing stuff with our family, is he pulls up some random course on Udemy or Coursera or something, and he just learns something that he hasn't really had the opportunity to learn before. Usually it's like engineering stuff, because that's like what he's in. But he really enjoys learning, right? And I've seen people, while I'm in college, that are significantly older than me. They're like in their 40s, not as old as my dad, but definitely older than me, that are kind of like very happy to have this opportunity to be in school. Of course, most of them are also there mostly for the fact of like changing career paths. But, either way, the point still stands. Sometimes adults have this kind of interest in having this more like simple way of looking at things that kind of comes with learning in school, right? And so I thought that was really interesting. I really like that a lot. And then what happens is that he's at school one day, and then this crazy person kind of attacks the school they're at. And it's kind of like a freak accident. Honestly, I don't think it'd be something that ever would happen in Japan, but for the sake of the manga, it does. And with his hitman skills, he manages to defeat this criminal, I guess, and he saves these two girls that initially bullied him because he was kind of weird, right? And they kind of notice, but also realize that he doesn't want anyone to know. So they become kind of like slight allies to him in his classroom, right? And generally speaking, it's a pretty cool action series, and I like that thing about learning. But I'm not really sure that it really works for Shonen Jump to have this kind of like old man in a young body kind of thing. Like, I don't know, I just think it's not a great kind of thing to do. It kind of does have that like Freaky Friday feel to it, but if it's a school setting, I feel like there's going to be situations that come up, and of course, because it's Japan, there's going to be fan service at some point, and it's going to be kind of uncomfortable to kind of deal with the fact that this guy is an old man, because he references it a lot, right? So, I don't know, it might be a thing where he kind of has a new opportunity at life, or it might be like, I need to get rid of this at some point, and he's just kind of enjoying it right now in the beginning of the story. I'm not really sure, but overall, it does seem pretty interesting, and I find it to be enjoyable. Like I said, the concept is cool. I just don't know that the execution will be good, and it's kind of weird. In terms of everything else, though, like the art style is more on the scratchy side of things, like Chainsaw Man, Jujutsu Kaisen, Sakamoto Days. It's kind of in that kind of vein. It's not super final looking. It's kind of sketchy looking. And I think it works for the Hitman style kind of thing, but it can be off-putting to some people. I don't personally love it. I just think it kind of works, and it's not like egregiously bad like in some other series. So I'm quite happy with it. And the color page was interesting. I liked it. And other than that, there really isn't too much going on. I like the relationship between Ogami, the main character, and his buddy, the younger hitman. And I'm curious to see where it goes. But again, I don't think it's going to be something that I continue reading weekly. It's probably going to be something that I read when there's more than 30 chapters out, because of the fact that sometimes things get axed, and we have to wait and see, right? So yeah, that's my review for Kill Blue. I hope you guys enjoyed, and if you did, please leave a like, subscribe, and comment down below. Let me know what you thought, and thank you guys very much for watching. See you guys later.